I'm
Welcome.
live.
We're here for a little college football chit chat. I'm your host, Phil. With me is D-Lo. Say what up, D-Lo.
Yo, yo.
And Bennett. Say what up, Bennett.
What up, America?
We're here. We were already talking college football. We said, hey, man, let's go live. Let's do a little thing. I think we're all waiting for the IU Michigan game. And a lot of stuff that we talked about.
Hoosiers.
A lot of stuff that me and D-Lo first was talking about would have been great on the podcast. So we decided to go live and talk a little Indiana football, a little college football playoff tournament.
Well, I just like to I like to pick up a little bit where you and Bennett left off when I had to leave the Jet Up Bear Down podcast the other day, where you guys were discussing whether or not Indiana would get overlooked if an SEC team or something was fairly close, like a one-loss SEC team, if Indiana finished undefeated, I don't know, something along those lines. And I believe they probably would, man. I as much as I believe that they're getting more respect right now, they also are considered a basketball school, and a lot of people are probably looking at this kind of fluky, man. Like this is going to have to happen for a couple of years for them to consider Indiana a decent football school, man. Like, and they got
That
a
happens
6-year
year in and
quarterback.
year out. We see it all the time.
Well, yeah, no, but the problem is I mean, in today's day and age, especially in a school like Indiana, a bigger school is going to want to come in and lure, what's his name, Signetti?
Yeah, Kurt Signetti.
Yeah. A bigger school's going to want to come in and lure him away with more money and more NIL opportunities. You know what I mean? So,
D-Lo, I just found out I can do something about that. When Bennett gets drunk from now on and starts rambling, I can just mute his mic.
Don't mute me, bro. Don't mute me.
the problem is if Bennett starts pressing buttons, he'll realize that he can unmute himself even after you mute him.
I don't know if he knows that. He probably did not know that until you just said that.
Oh, man, you guys are haters, bro. You guys are haters. I don't know why you hate on Bennett for.
I don't hate Bennett. I enjoy Bennett.
Let me ask you
There
guys.
you go.
In that game today, Michigan coming to Bloomington, what do you guys think the outcome of that game is going to be?
I think that Indiana's got a damn good shot to win. Michigan's down right now. Michigan doesn't have a quarterback hardly at all. I think Indiana's got a real good shot to win this game. They're I think the odds makers are trying to trick the bettors into taking this spread by giving Indiana 14.5, but I think that's a little steep.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that they will probably beat them by 2 touchdowns, and that's why you hate that 14.5. You know what I'm saying? They try to throw that out there, but I do think that they can beat Michigan today by 3 touchdowns. I really do. I think it's going to be.
It can be done. I mean,
Rourke,
the thing is IU, as much as IU won without Rourke, it didn't look like the same offense at all, man.
I agree.
And so, in my opinion, Rourke makes that train move the way it needs to move, especially to be competitive against the better teams. Rourke's got to be in there, man. So
not true. He stays healthy, and he took that hit, left the game with his thumb, but he just missed that one game. But I mean, this dude is putting up Heisman numbers this year.
He is, absolutely.
They go as far as he leads them. They have a good running back there, Ellison. He's a good Cooper at receiver. They have all kinds of receivers there, man. I did a little thing on that Prize Picks, or it was one of the things, and I was looking at the receivers because some of them you can't do in Indiana if you're picking college players. It's weird. But Hoosiers got in the defense. I don't know if they get enough. That defense gets enough credit for how much success is based on them. So,
I mean, they've definitely held teams that you expected.
oh, look at that! You see that on the screen?
No, I'm not in a closet, man.
Oh, that is so clowning. I just found out that you could do that, and I clicked it on there like that. So that is that's funny. Is D'Lo in a closet now? How are you referring to that, Chad? That's what we want. What closet are you talking about, son?
Uh,
Do you guys have the option to be able to type in the thing on here too?
I don't have the StreamYard link to my YouTube, so I can't see the YouTube chat. I can now. There's a private chat through StreamYard that, like, for people backstage, somehow you can access their private chat. Like me, you, and Bennett could type in it right now. But other than that, no, I can't see any kind of chat or anything.
Well, we had invited Chad yesterday to come on and do a podcast. Was it yesterday or the day before? Whichever. We tried to get him up for the Jet Up Bear Down podcast, but he said he was doing work at his house and couldn't. But he does want to join.
I don't think that he wants any. I don't think that he wants any video evidence of being seen with the Goofball Mafia. You know, so
yeah, he did put that on there. He did say the old Goofball Mafia, and I'd responded back at its finest, baby, at its finest. Bennett making cat sounds.
Something's going on in that background.
I'm around the cat. That's what you hear.
What's the D'Lo? What's the score today going to be?
What are you talking about between Indiana and Michigan?
Yes.
We'll go 20, 28, 17.
Is something about Michigan? Did they all of a sudden get a defense or something that is going to slow down the Hoosiers? I didn't. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
I'm just saying 28-17 sounds about right. That's kind of a NFL score. You're right. That's a little low for college, but I mean,
it's low for the Hoosiers. Like I said, the lowest amount of points that the Hoosiers have put up, the lowest in the 9 games, twice they put up 31. The most Michigan's put up in a game this year is 30. I see this game going 42-25. Hoosiers win it.
So you're saying that the did you pick the over on the 48.5 or whatever it was?
I did. I picked they had a thing for the Hoosiers. How many will the Hoosiers score alone? And I took that, and that was at over 36.5. And I took the combined score of it being over 48.5. Bennett?
Right on.
Bennett,
Yep.
What's the score on this game going to be today?
37-27 Hoosiers.
37-27. That's not bad. Like I said, I was just shocked with D'Lo. I thought D'Lo given IU only a chance of putting up 28 points. They got a high-powered offense. They have running.
Hey, hold on. Indiana's a better team right now. Don't be shocked if Michigan goes up early.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest.
Saying, dude, they're kind of playing a step up in talent. Even though Michigan's having a down year, they're playing a step up in talent. And that's the only reason that I expect it to be a little lower scoring than what was anticipated. So,
yeah, Michigan's 5-4 on the year. It's been rough. They've had they lost to Illinois, but that was when Illinois was playing really good football. There, I'm imagining that's you, Bennett. What is that sound coming from your phone?
Me taking a shooter?
Well, how about that? Pre-gaming it, I see, baby. Pre-gaming it.
Yeah, Michelle took the shooters away from me, so I'm only allowed so many.
Oh, that's nice of her. Hey,
why doesn't it sound like a ghost is hunting you when you're taking a shooter? It's like when you open your mouth, the demons come out, man.
There's no demons. There's no damn demons. Come on.
It's a soul.
I've heard about your orbs, man.
Don't you worry about me, my horse boy.
But I feel like the Hoosiers have the ability, and they can run the ball, they can throw the ball, their defense can stop people, the defense can put up points. I believe that IU has been a little bit of a slow starter. They do put up more points, it seems to me, in the third and fourth quarters. So
why is that? Why is that?
I think it's just a little bit of the coach. They got tape, but you don't know how a team's playing until they're there that day in front of you. And I think that's
I agree with you. I think it's the coach, and the reason why it switches in the second half is adjustments are made, which is a sign of a good coach.
Yeah, he watches them and he makes adjustments, and that's
a sign of a good coach.
Yeah, I agree with you, bud. I agree with you, and I think that's why. Not that they usually do at least score. I've seen them score. I've seen them come out and score nothing in the first, and then put up 21 points in the second quarter. It's just this team scores in all quarters. I would put money on them to score in every quarter. And that's what I'm saying. This is what's so crazy that we're not talking about Notre Dame. We're not talking about Ohio State. We're not talking about Alabama, Georgia.
Put your line out there, Phil. Do you remember what your line was with your parlay? Put that out there
this week
for everybody. Yeah, for just the IU game.
Yes, I do. The majority of my shit is on DraftKings, and I've won. I
can't sponsor that.
Yeah, well, we don't get paid for it, but 6 times I played parlays on IU football, and I've won all but. Or I did it 7 times. I'm 6-1. That's what it is. I lost by that few points on the over when IU could have scored, but they kneeled the ball down and didn't score towards the end. But today I got the parlay consisted of the over on the points, so over 48.5. IU points over 36.5, so I got to put up 37. Rorick to throw for at least 250, and Rorick to throw 2 touchdowns. And it was like the quarterback for IU.
What'd you call him?
Rorick.
Okay.
Is the first time you realize what his name is?
No, I laugh because sometimes the way the words come out of your mouth are a little bit different from how they're supposed to be said. I'm just saying, you don't have the best pronunciation, dog. That's all I'm saying.
We all have struggles, different areas of life. You know what I'm saying? I see you showed up to the podcast today as your alter ego, Jeffrey the Jew.
Hey, and you said something about 6 lay. Ain't that the same amount you laid for 6 times for Indiana? Ain't that same amount that you laid a woman on her back and had a baby?
Yes, that would.
Hey, also, what didn't you say? 6 out of 7. Didn't you also lay a woman on her back 7 times, but only 6 of them came out?
I believe so. Yes.
It's a crazy reoccurrence in this world.
Well, I'm gonna keep on doing it, baby. I'm gonna keep doing it. You know
no, stop doing it. That's what we're trying to say.
No,
stop
not that.
doing it.
No, not that.
You're trying to produce UFC fighters and wrestlers, and what you're really doing.
I'm talking about when it comes to IU. I'm gonna keep doing that because IU, like I said, only one time did they not come through on the parlays. So,
hey, while we're on here, let's plug Brock.
Oh, Brock's, yeah,
let's plug Brock's fight.
Like I said, he hasn't. They haven't signed the contract, but we do know now he is fighting. We just don't know who he's going to be fighting, but he will be fighting on February 22nd at the Zora Shrine Temple in Terre Haute. So as soon as we can get tickets out, as soon as they give tickets to Brock to sell, man, we're going to be pushing those things like crazy. And
hell yeah,
and he's got such a good attitude, but he's like, I'm not losing. And I believe him. Like, he's not going to lose.
Hey, as long as it don't go 15 minutes, I believe him too.
And I said that to him. I guess he's been killing it on the cardio. Like, really
That's
trying
good.
to get
he needs to.
And he was trying to argue with me actually yesterday about it when I was talking to him and Landon about it. And I was like, you played running back and you were a rustler, and we knew that we hoped that you would pin the guy in the first period of the wrestling match because the longer it went on, we could see it on your face. The hair, long, matted. He's over there breathing heavy. But he's got, I'm telling you, man, he's got such an awesome mindset about it. And I'm telling you, man, he's found.
Yeah. I'm totally down for him. Hey, we gotta bring him on the show before the fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna
for sure, man.
I think I'm going over there tomorrow. We're talking about getting together, me and Makai tomorrow because Chet's playing the Cardinals, so we plan on getting together and stuff. But yeah, he's
goddamn Cardinals.
Yeah, it's rough, isn't it? I hope that we don't suffer the same defeat as you guys, but yeah,
that's the last time I talked to him was
Bennett called him and told him he was going to do a lot of dirty things to him and this and that.
I didn't say that. I wished him luck.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want anybody that watches this, man. We're gonna push those tickets on everybody. I just want the largest crowd that we can get there cheering behind him, getting him, because Brock's always loved that. He's not an attention hound. He's not.
Well,
but
if Chad's talking about coming in, I'm sure he'll want to try to get up at the table with us and shit because we're trying.
I mean,
he
can get at the table, but he got to leave his wife.
He doesn't have a wife.
I think he's a single guy.
Well, he's got to leave his husband.
He's gonna mess you up. He's gonna get fucked up on no bourbon. He's gonna fuck you up, man.
Chad said as long as you're gonna replace him in shower time, bro.
And he did say that the other night. I think when we was I don't know what night it was, but he was celebrating something and he was watching. He said, "I'm drinking that smoked bourbon, baby." And I was like, "That's all you. That is all you."
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the smoked bourbon either.
Yeah.
Phil hid the glass in Minnesota. He hid the glass and Chad had put the smoked bourbon in there. He asked Phil what kind of bourbon he liked, and Phil said the Angel's Envy or something. And so Chad got that shit, and he smoked it and shit. And Phil took a couple little sips and was like, "Ew, oh God, dude." And
well, he got that wooden box, and he's bringing out this chunks of wood and lighting it, turning the glass upside down, and it was weird, man.
Hey, is that what he used to give you when he picked you up? A little bit of bourbon.
He's bigger than you.
we just kid, Chad. I love you, bud.
He's coaching football too.
Oh no, not again.
I don't know if he's doing it I think he's doing it in Indy. I don't know if he's doing it in Columbus. I think it's Indy. But yeah, he's been coaching, I think, junior high or something. And he said, "Coach Vinacek, you don't know shit."
Words of advice, Chad. Do not bring in Phil and Coach Vinacek to help you out. Phil will pee on your
my name is Bennett. They call me Vinacek because I know my shit. So back off, Chad.
No, he actually came.
I'll sign up right now and come give you an L.
Phil will pee on your players and he'll set bounties on them. And
he actually came on the sidelines when we was at. I want to say it was.
What do you do on the sidelines?
Yeah, he came on the sidelines and he was helping us out.
He came.
This poor guy. He's gonna be like, "Screw you guys."
This is what's south. Terribly south.
Yeah. No, that's good. Let's go back to IU.
Let's I'm gonna look up, see some of the scores on these games that we got going on right now.
Yeah, there's quite a few big games going on right now, fellas.
Indiana State is down 7-0 to South Dakota.
That is not a big game, Phil.
Hey, they're sitting at 4-5. That's a shock. That is a shock right now.
Their coach will get hired by somebody else.
No, he won't. Yeah, as a fucking special teams coordinator.
Water boy. What are we doing here, man? I hate dead air.
All right, we'll start talking then.
You're
What are we
back.
talking about?
I'm turning TV on right
Phil-
now so I
Phil's
can see some
glitching out.
scores.
Yeah, it was.
Every time Phil tries to touch his computer, he glitches out.
Did you see
Phil,
Chad?
you got some shoddy internet over there, bro. Maybe you should
Yeah, I
take care of
told you.
that.
Our son's up there playing online video games right now and killing it. You see Chad's response? He said it's all good, brothers.
That means he's leaving the chat.
He done left the because we had multiple.
Come on, Chad. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
We had multiple. Yeah, turn that down. What are you doing there?
I am. Get ready to mute it.
All right.
Just want to check out some games, bro.
No, we had multiple people watching the live stream, and now it's down to just one. So I believe Chad did leave. He's like, screw you guys. But we are going to get Chad on the podcast. We're going to have him come on here and do it with us one day when we do the Jet Up, Bear Down. And
February 22nd, Chad.
Oh, is that when you guys play?
No, I'm talking about the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully Chad's in town for that, man. Hopefully he comes in.
I'd love it if he brought his son Trevor. They come and check it out. Let's see on some of these other games we got around college football, man. Ohio State's up 24-0 on Purdue in the third. And a surprise, Georgia Tech is up 21-10 in the third on number 4 Miami.
Oh, see, Bennett called it, man. He said, "What if Miami loses?" You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing: it doesn't really matter. There's not another team that's really sitting right behind them. They lose, they're still going to get a bye and make the playoffs because they're going to win the
but that's bullshit. That's something we brought up. That's bullshit.
But if they lose, they're one of those teams that are kind of. I mean, Miami was a powerhouse years ago, but they haven't been for years. So are they one of those fringe teams that might get overlooked by a 2-loss team or for a 2-loss team versus a?
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think they're recognized enough to where fucking if they're they got the in. They got the in route.
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Chad commented and said he is coming for the fight. So
good deal, man. Good deal.
Also, man, we got Texas up 42-3 on Florida right now. What we expected. I told you. I mean, Florida's piss poor this year.
Hey, what's that kid's name down there? What's that kid's name down there? The Manning?
Arch down in Texas?
The Manning. Yeah.
Arch.
Down in Texas?
Arch. Look out for that. Look out for that, son.
I mean, I guess all the experts are telling him he needs two more full years before he needs to declare. So he's not ready yet.
Well, he was a backup. He was a backup starting this year. So yeah, give him 2 more full years, and hey, that's only going to be better for him once he gets to the NFL. Let's go.
I mean, the whole thing is, man, he's not Eli or Peyton's son. He's
no, you're waiting for Peyton's son. Peyton's son is like 13 or 14, and he's tall like Peyton. And he plays quarterback, so that's something you're gonna want to see when because he's playing. I mean, now, so you got to.
This kid, as soon as he came in, he made a difference, man. So let's go behind him. Arch Manning, let's do it.
No.
What do you mean no?
No. It's kind of like rooting for Bronny. It's kind of like rooting for Bronny. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
What? It's nothing like rooting for Bronny. I can't believe you, D-Lo, of all people, is a fucking hater of Peyton Manning.
Not at all, man. Not at all. I'm just fucking around. I don't know that Arch is gonna live up to the Manning name. I've watched him play a couple times. He's still young and raw. We'll see if he can work out some of his kinks. But
Well,
man,
like I
I'm
said,
pulling.
he's a fucking backup. He started off as a backup. Now he's getting a
Oh
starting
yeah,
role
yeah,
and starting to.
and the dude that's in front of him, it's hard to compare him because the dude that's in front of him before he got injured, he was leading the Heisman race and shit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean, and they're talking about he could be the number one overall pick, Quinn Ewers.
yeah.
So
Yours.
you know,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So it's one of those things that I mean, it's hard to compare because, like I said, I don't believe that Arch Manning is ready yet. I think that he needs to learn and just see how the game progresses. College versus high school. He was one of those kids that, man, when he came into high school, he just dominated it, man. I mean, he just ran through it, and it's like, man, that shit stops in college, and it definitely doesn't happen much in the NFL. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So
It stops in the NFL for sure.
yeah, yeah.
But at
So
the same time, good that he got a shot at it right now. And
oh yeah,
like I said,
yeah. I
two
mean,
more years, man.
everybody got to see
Finish
a
two
little
more
bit of
years.
what he's got.
Don't come out a year early.
No, 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 no. He should go. He should go ahead and finish out, and he'll be a. I think he'll be a junior when he gets his shot at starting, and he'll get 2 years of starting, and I think he'll be good. Like I said, he's got to work out some of those raw kinks that he's got, So,
Guys, let me
but
ask
man,
you.
I tell you one thing that he's got that the other Mannings don't have, and that's the ability to run. That kid
He
can
got
run,
some legs.
man.
He got some legs on
Yeah,
him.
yep. So,
Well, guys, let me ask you about. Let's talk a little bit about this Notre Dame game today. Notre Dame is playing at home today. They're 7-1. They're 10th in the playoff poll rankings. They're playing 1-8 Florida State today. Let me ask you, D'Lo, who's winning this game and what's the score going to be?
this is one of those games that you got to hope that Notre Dame didn't look past these guys because they're 1-8. But I mean, as long as Notre Dame came out ready and shit like that, they're gonna whip the shit out of Florida State. Florida State's a team that's they're a mess right now, and they were
A
once.
team
I
that was
mean, just a couple
undefeated last year in regular season.
Yep. Yep.
Quarterback.
And they got overlooked. They got overlooked in the playoffs and shit, and they were upset about it and shit. But look at them now, man. I mean, they're a mess, bro. So, but we've seen teams go through this shit. Look, wasn't it just a few years back that Clemson was right there in the mix of shit, and now look at Clemson. They're not nowhere near shit. You know what I mean? Auburn's been there before. I mean, it happens, man. When you get some killer recruiting classes, and then those guys either graduate or they move on to the NFL or whatever, it's hard to, especially guys that move on to the NFL. That means they were top tier talent. It's hard to replace that talent, man. So, and Florida State's there right now. I can't believe how far Florida State's fallen. It just seems like I know they were undefeated. Was it last year or the year before? And bitching because they got overlooked in the playoffs or whatever. But it just seems like a couple years back they were very stable school, man. Very stable program with like Jimbo Fisher in there and shit like that. Who was it that was the guy that was there for like 20 years? Man. Damn, man, who was that guy? He just retired a few years back, and then Jimbo Fisher took over. I can't remember what his name was. He legendary coach down in Florida State.
Bobby.
Anyway,
Bobby something.
Bobby Bowden. Is that who it was?
Bowden. That sounds familiar. Not Bobby Bowden though, but Bowden sounds familiar.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, man. But
Phil, look it up. Look it up, Phil.
Phil kicked himself off. His internet kicked him off. So hopefully he can join back up. So, but
the host can't even get on the channel.
Yeah. Yep. now it's one of those things that if somebody were to click the link, we couldn't even let them on because Phil's not on here. So
this goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, it's all right to pay a little bit extra to get what you want. Don't go the cheap route like Phil does.
This motherfucker's still using America Online. You know what I'm saying? AOL.
Hey, dialing up. Hey, dial up, Phil.
He's like, who the fuck picked up the phone? It cut me off the internet, dude.
Something that we could touch base on, we talked about earlier, not on the podcast before we got on the podcast, was the 12-man seed. See if I can pull it up while I'm doing this.
They got to shut down all the internet in this place when I'm doing this.
Yeah, we got you, brother. I thought you were just using AOL still, man. Dial up.
I didn't know it was still going on. It just shut down. I thought I kicked it off and we would have to restart it all. I happened to click on it after sitting here for a minute being pissed, and y'all were still talking.
Oh yeah. We've been chatting it up, man. We seen you disappear, and we see
it was the best part of the podcast with you also.
You what did you guys say the score was going to be on the Notre Dame game?
You only got the D-Lo.
Yeah, I think the score, Notre Dame will probably win like 48 to 20, 48 to 17, something like that.
That's really not bad. I mean, it's very agreeable because I mean they've been putting up 51, 31, 49, 31, 28, 66. It's that one loss by 2 to Northern Illinois. And I wish Northern Illinois was killing it right now, but that's not the case with them either. So
since they beat Notre Dame, it's been a downhill slide.
Yep. I think Notre Dame puts up I think it's going to be a 35-14 win. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to come in trying to necessarily kill them, but they got bigger fish to fry. They got to play Virginia the following week, and then Army, who is ranked right now. So that we lost Bennett right there. He'll be back on. We know.
Yeah.
But I am. I'm jacked. I'm ready. We got in an hour. IU, less than an hour. IU will be starting, and it's crazy because I never thought I would be looking forward week in and week out to IU football. So, hello? What? You can't
tell him to hit the same link. Tell him just to hit the same link.
Yeah, just come back in on the same link, bub. All right. Gotta love them, man.
Yeah.
As an alcoholic and there's a guy that beats on washing machines and dishwashers. He's something special, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
There just wasn't. Dude. Go ahead.
I said, good dude, though.
Yeah. Are you talking about Steve? You talking about?
Well, I mean, you know, we try to avoid Steve coming out, but
everybody,
you know, sometimes it's unavoidable. But anyway, so here's the thing, though, man. So say by chance, Indiana gets past Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean that's a big if, man, because that's a tough game right there. Say they get, what's that?
Toughest game. I mean, of all season, unless they play Oregon.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you think that they can get past Oregon in the Big Ten championship game?
Well, I do, and I'm going to tell you why. The amount of
it's a high-powered offense on Oregon, and their defense is good.
It's not IU good. IU is number 1 in the Big Ten in offense by more than 100 points on Oregon. They have put up more than 100 points than Oregon has. They have the number 2 offense in the country.
But I think that's because Oregon started slow this year. I think that they started coming on here the last few weeks and they've looked really nasty. I'm not saying that IU can't keep up with them. I'm just saying, is it realistic to think now? I think that the Ohio State game's probably going to be the prove it game to whether or not they could keep up with Oregon or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
So
like all you're asking me, do they got a shot? They most definitely have a shot, not at beating just Ohio State, but beating Oregon. And here's the thing: right now, to me, in college football, the best teams are in the Big Ten. That's without a doubt to me.
Oh yeah, the SEC's definitely down. Especially since Saban left, shit like that. ACC, I mean, you see what's going on over there. Florida State's not what we thought they were. Who was that quarterback? Phil, you froze up when I was talking to Bennett about it. We were talking about Florida State and how they were once a dynasty type program. Who was that coach that was there for like 20 years, man? Before Jimbo Fisher took over.
Oh,
Bobby Bowden.
Bobby Bowden.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up when I got lost, D-Lo. So.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they were, and I don't know if you guys have heard that. That's one of the teams that the Big Ten's looking at adding when they go to 20, because they're looking at adding 2 teams. They would love to add Notre Dame, but if that's not an option, some of the team names, like some of the schools floated around, Florida State, Virginia.
Well, how would that work, man? How would that work if, like, could you add Notre Dame in football, but them be in the ACC and in basketball and baseball and whatever other programs they?
I don't know if you can be in 2 different. Like Notre Dame stays independent in football, but they sign that deal to where they play like 5 of the ACC schools every year. Because
but their basketball and their baseball and probably several other sports programs
all
are part of
the schools are in the ACC.
Yeah.
Now they can leave, they can buy out, they can say, "Hey, we're going to jump to the Big Ten." They can do that. Me and Bennett actually talked about this the other day. Part of us wants them to join the Big Ten, but part of us wants their football team to stay independent. I would love for them to join in all sports but football in the Big Ten. They are a Big Ten team. For years, they weren't in it, but they played Big Ten teams. They played Northwestern, Purdue, Michigan, Ohio State, Northwestern. They have those rivalries with those schools. Michigan State. They're located in the Midwest like that. So I mean, it's one of those things where he's still connected. It says device is not connected. So but there he goes. But like I said, part of me wants them to say, I love that they have their own contract with NBC and they can show all their games, and that's nice because nobody controls them. That's why when they make up a playoff committee, it's all the commissioners from all these conferences, and then the priest or whoever from the Big Ten, or from Notre Dame. He's in there.
The priest.
Well, it's a Catholic school. That dude runs it all. So
yeah, it's like the archdiocese or something, man.
Yeah. But I think he's stepping down either last year or this year was like his last year, because they said, is this a chance now where Notre Dame does end up joining a conference because of the football?
No, if Notre Dame's still a Catholic school, whoever that is that's stepping down is probably going to have somebody else replace him by the Catholic Church or whatever, man. So I was just talking to Bennett the other day, and I didn't know anything about it until I talked to you today about does Holy Cross have athletic programs? And you said that they do, just not a football program.
They don't play football.
So
I actually think that they have a hockey team up there. Like it's like not JUCO, but it's like, what is it in?
Is it like Division III or something like Rose Holman, type shit, or what?
Well, that's Division III, and then you have not JUCO, but you have it's like a NAIA, something like that. It's weird, but it's a smaller school, but I think it's even less than Division III. So I mean, it's one of those things like that. So, but I mean, they have all women's sports, and they have sports up there. I just don't think that they have a football team. We never heard about Rudy playing for Holy Cross, but there are other.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Colleges.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was saying, like, to Bennett, you would think as many people that try to get into Notre Dame and probably get denied because of low grades or this, they're just not good enough to make the football team or something. If Holy Cross had a football squad, I think they would probably be dominant in one of those smaller divisions, like, whether it be a Division III or the NIIU or whatever it is, you know what I mean? So
yeah. But
yeah,
I didn't know in the beginning if that, I don't know why you would have Holy Cross right there with Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? And that
it's a Catholic thing. I mean, I just don't know. We'll have to look up their stats as to how their other athletic programs do, because, like I said, you would just think that players that are coming there wanting to try to get into Notre Dame and just got to go to Holy Cross for a couple of years, but some of them being good athletes, you would think that those programs would do fairly well. But we'll have to look those stats up sometime.
I'm pulling up now to see like what their what sports they have up there. It is NAIA. So that is what it is. Yeah, which is National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics.
I see. So is it more like a intramural type thing, like St. Mary of the Woods does? They have like their 7-on-7 fucking football or whatever they have up there and shit. So
no, I mean they have 241 members in the NAIA throughout the United States and which 2 are in British Columbia and Canada, and then the U.S. Virgin Islands. So I mean, 83,000 college students participating.
What's St. Mary of the Woods in as far as their collegiate?
Well, see, like they have football there, but it's sprint football where you have to weigh under 170 pounds.
Yeah.
I guess it would be like an NAIA too.
That's what I'm wondering.
I'm seeing what athletics they have there because we talked about that, and I thought maybe I just saw something about football. That's why I was looking it up. They have basketball, golf, soccer, tennis, women's sports, basketball, golf, soccer, tennis. So they also have a lacrosse team up there.
Horse riding? Is that what you said? Horse riding?
Horse riding.
Dude, I seen this thing the other day on Facebook, man, that was right after Trump won the election, and they said this is the first thing that Trump's going to get rid of, and it was this bitch riding around the fucking like a horse riding stable, but she's riding on one of those fucking like pole horses, you know what I'm saying? And like it's not a real horse, man. It was funnier than hell. So
they do have athletics. Unfortunately, they just don't have football.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
I'm watching this game. Let's see how good the internet is. This happened. I gave it a second. It's probably been about like 5 minutes ago. See if you can look up Miami versus Georgia Tech hit. This dude got creamed. I'm talking about he got annihilated, bro. It was nasty.
Hold on for a second. And it was Miami and Georgia Tech, huh?
Yeah. It's right now. It's going on right now.
All right, hold on.
He got face masked. And while he was trying to pull away from the face mask, he was blindsided, turned around, and just got fucking destroyed.
Because sometimes it's on the highlights, but I'm seeing a TD highlight by Georgia Tech. Another Georgia Tech TD highlight.
I've seen it maybe if a user put it on or something, because like I said, I gave it about 5 minutes.
How long ago did it happen? Like 5 seconds ago?
5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago, you
It'll
said?
probably be.
Yeah, about 5 minutes ago.
What was going on during the play? Do you know?
It was a running play.
They had a big stop on fourth
the guy
down.
got face mask, got his head turned around, and then when he turned his head back around, he got annihilated.
Not seeing it on that one. Let's see. I'm looking it up to see if I can find it. There's one on a big play here. No, that wasn't it either. Because I'm on ESPN looking up because they have all those highlights for like TD catches and stuff like that. But Bennett doing the evil laugh.
He's had a few shooters.
I'm trying to watch it in real time, so I can.
Well, the Hurricanes are starting to battle back, man. It's 16-21, start of the fourth quarter.
And who was it that they was losing to?
Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech's 5-4 on the season, 3-2 in the 3-3 in the conference. While the Hurricanes are 9-0, 5-0 in the conference. So,
you guys been betting any college basketball or NBA ball or what?
I haven't been on my account for a few days, so I haven't touched anything.
I did college basketball like last night. I like to just jump on there and bet the halves. You know what I'm saying? Or like the points, like what each team will have. You watch it, let it go for like 5 minutes into the 20-minute halves, and then, you know what I'm saying, throw on what you think that they'll have, like what each team will have, if they'll get over or under that amount. But I know that IU lost their first game. They won IU won their first game. ISU lost their first game, won their second game. But there was a little bit of happiness. And most people shouldn't deem this happiness, but
yeah, I seen that. Avila went down with an injury.
Yeah,
I seen that.
Injury in the first game.
I definitely don't want to see a kid go down with an injury.
No, I'm not saying
man.
that, but they lost that game. They had him, and they had Swope, which they took from Indiana State with the head coach, and the Balkans, as they're known, St. Louis, lost their first game. They didn't lose their first game last year until they lost to Alabama, but they were like 9.
And it's crazy the team I think that they lost to, FAU. I think they actually is the alma mater of the head coach that came from ISU, and they actually reached out and offered him a deal, and he chose St. Louis over their deal. So
yeah, see, I get so every time, because I just think about what this season could have been at Indiana State had all 5 of those guys came back after what they did the first.
It's just, man, it's a different time in college sports now, man. Not only do you have coaches chasing the dollar, but you got these kids chasing the dollar now too. And
as they should. Come on, let's get paid.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I mean, they're the ones that are out there.
What happened with you signing a deal? You teach these kids. You say you're going to do something, you do it. Players can't go into the NFL, sign a 5-year deal, and then say, "Hey,
I'll tell you what happened, man." So at that point they still had declared that kids can't get paid for their name and likeness. And so what kids started doing was, and the NBA basically said you either got to have 1 year of college experience, or you got to have 1 year of pro experience out of high school. So what these kids started doing was these kids that were 5-star recruits started going overseas and playing a season in China or Italy and getting paid for it, and then coming back over here and going to the NBA and bypassing college altogether. The way they used to do
bullshit, where it's like the NFL or the NBA are in cahoots with college, because they're like, no, you can't come here. You gotta wait a year or go play a year there. Like, you're helping them make money. You know what I'm saying? By not allowing the kid to come out at 18 and make his own money.
So are you asking me if it's bullshit? I don't think there's many. I don't think that there's many kids that I would say are ready to come into the NFL at 18 years old, man.
No,
basketball's a little bit different. LeBron James
says you can't come in until you're
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Or a certain age then, because not every guy, like the Jets got a guy that never played college ball, and they just drafted him this year.
There was a defensive end that came in probably 10 years ago now. He was an African guy, and he fucking started going to college at like 16 years old, bro. So when he made it to the NFL, he was like 19, and his career just never panned out, dude. I think he was way too young. I don't think he had even grown into his fucking full man body as a full man. You know?
Are you saying he came from Africa?
From Africa, yeah. Like he had one of those like names that is really hard to pronounce and shit. Like, yeah, he was straight from like Nigeria or one of those places.
Like the Nigerian Nightmare.
Christian Okoye, is that who that was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, NFL is different because the contact, a boy's body at 18 compared to a man's body at 21, 22, is just, there's difference in with that. In the NBA, there's contact, but it's not, you're not picking up a dude and slamming him down to the ground. You're not going 100 miles an hour trying to hit a dude. So,
well, I mean, do you think that hockey's the same way? Like hockey's got a lot of contact in it and shit. Do you think that
no.
I mean,
they run those developmental like AAU for hockey, man. Those dudes are battling. It'd be like the 17U and under hockey teams, and I mean they put them through shit before they ever make it to the NHL.
So I mean, the way that it works with high school sports is, if you're a 5-star recruit and you're coming out of a small town like fucking like Terre Haute or something like that, you're gonna have people come down from Indianapolis and offer to buy your parents a house and give them a good job and all this shit to move up to Indianapolis. And because they say you'll get noticed better up there if you play the better talent and this and that. So I mean, as much as like hockey's got like the AAUs and all that, so does the basketball, man, and football even. I mean, they move you into the best areas and shit if you're a great talent. Like, I mean, Arch Manning comes, of course, from the Manning family, so he didn't need to get recruited like that. But I mean, I'm sure that when like Rex Grossman was getting recruited out of Bloomington North and shit, his family was getting taken care of. You know what I'm saying? He ended up going to Florida.
Are you talking about the small hand family?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And Jay Cutler came out of Santa Claus, Indiana. I don't think he got taken care of as much. I don't think he got taken care of as much. He went to Vanderbilt. And so I don't think he was probably like a 2 or 3-star recruit or something, man.
Vanderbilt is I guess you call it like the Harvard of the SEC.
It is.
Really? Like, so you gotta be really sharp to go there and shit, huh?
It's like Northwestern is like that of the Big Ten.
Yeah.
But like Hockey, I knew the rule before was you couldn't play the NHL until you were 18. That's why Gretzky, when he went pro, he played for the Indianapolis Racers because he was 17. He was able to play for them, but they signed him to the contract, so they owned the rights to him, and they got lied to and said because the World Hockey League, was having problems, and they were looking to take so many of the teams from there into the NHL, and the Racers
how things fall for them, man. They went from having Wayne Gretzky on the team to fucking Manute Bol. You know what I mean?
Huh. Hey, but let me tell you something. That's weird. Bennett's on two different ones on here.
Bring them both on.
Yeah, I don't know. He is
personalities.
But now Indianapolis got a good team up there. They built that new arena up for them up there. I do like the Fuel, and we've been up there. The three of us have been up there together. I've been to several Fuel games, man. It's a good time up there.
Well, they use the Indiana Farmers Coliseum or whatever, but I heard word
opening this year.
Did they get it? Is it done?
That's the first. That's why right now, all of November, they're playing all of their games on the road because it won't officially be done until the beginning of December. And the very first event that's being held there isn't even a Fuel game. It will be AEW Dynamite on the 4th of December. And then the next night or 2 nights later, the Fuel will play their first game in that building. See, it went to Carmel, and they built a real nice arena. They brought in
didn't you say that they were also building a soccer stadium up there?
Yes, they've having issues with that because of the ownership group there, and with the city, it was like battling. And then the city said they'll back another one, and their main goal though is to try to get an NHL team, or not NHL. What is that called? MSL team in Indy. That's their whole goal. They're building a $1 billion, 20,000 seat hockey stadium up there to turn. In one plan, it's to make the Indy 11, the current team up there, and move them up to the MLS. They've already got a fan base up there, and it is they get games where they have 20. I think the most they've ever had up there was like 30,000 in the Lucas Oil for soccer games up there. So I mean,
what do you think about this? What do you think about this fucking Caitlin Clark fever that swept the nation this last WNBA season? I mean,
great for the WNBA. It's great for Indianapolis.
No, it's awesome, man. But I mean, now the women have already opted out of their agreement with their union.
Yeah.
They're doing bigger things now, and
but
they're wanting to expand.
Make no mistake,
it's all because of her. Yeah, man, and they're wanting to expand the league already. I mean, it's one of those things that it's all because of her, and it's like, man, you got to give her fucking credit, man, where it's due. Like,
they hated on
she's
her.
done. They still do. They still do.
And they're like, it's not just her. There's all these women up there, and it's like there is, and we give you guys credit. You kept the league afloat and shit, but this is like when people argue.
They blackballed her from the Olympics.
They're going to make more money now because of her, but this is the same.
Not just they tried to blackball her from the Olympics and the All-Star team, but people started getting pissed about it.
They beat the shit out of the Olympic team.
Yeah.
But
so
this is no different when grown white men were complaining on the PGA about Tiger and all the focus he was getting. He made their paychecks way bigger than what they were before. And Caitlin Clark is going to make all them women more money. I mean, just look at the attendance, not just for.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like, it was crazy. I heard the other day that the Angel Reese came out and said, well, my WNBA. Yeah, well, she said my WNBA salary doesn't even cover my rent, which is $8,000 a month.
Well, no, she.
You know what I mean? Like,
her contract is for $98,000 a season, And nobody told you live in a place where it costs you $8,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You live it above your means. But she said she makes more money off of outside endorsements. So does Caitlin Clark. I don't know what her deal was in the WNBA. She would have made way more money had she went to the Big Three, Ice Cube's basketball league, which they offered her $5 million.
They offered her like, yep. So,
but
I don't know, man. It's crazy.
She will be the Jordan of the WNBA.
I mean, all of our arguments keep coming back to what? The almighty dollar.
Well, yeah, I mean, for sure, but I mean, it just shows the divide, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when it just, I don't know, certain things, when you see certain people dominate those things, like when Tiger Woods dominated golf, there wasn't supposed to be a black man dominating golf. When Christian McCaffrey came, no, listen, when Christian McCaffrey came in and dominated at the running back position, black men were like, there's not supposed to be a white boy dominating at the running back position. Just like this is basketball. And they're like, nah, this white girl's not supposed to be dominating. Even Luka Doncic, who's European, he gets hated on. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't give him the credit that he deserves and shit, man. And he's one of the baddest out there, dude. Like,
Eminem.
It's crazy.
Eminem.
So, it just shows the divide, man. Like, if I'm doing something, I mean, it's painfully obvious. If I'm doing something that only black guys are supposed to be good at, they don't like it. And if I, you're doing something as a black man that only old retired white guys are supposed to be good at, like Tiger Woods was, that old retired white men in general, I guess, don't like it, for a while, but then it sweeps the nation. But it's wild, man. It's wild how there's a divide in shit.
This has been honky tonk. Worst case scenario.
This has been honky talk.
Listen, I believe that she's great for the WNBA. Hate on her. I mean, I'm sure she doesn't care. She is a star.
I'm sure she doesn't. I mean, she's gonna make her money, and she's gonna go down, like you said, almost as a Jordan-esque player, because she's gonna grow this league. I mean, how many teams do they have right now? 8?
What is it?
8. How many teams do they have? 8?
Oh no, they got like
yeah, they got like 30.
16, I believe.
16. Okay.
Yeah,
well, I wonder what they're trying to get to. 20, maybe. Something like that. I don't know, man. It's just
when we talk about expansion like that, like
I don't know, but it's
the NFL refrains from doing it, and they're like killing.
What'd you say, Bennett?
It's garbage. It's hard to watch.
Until you watch Caitlin Clark and she starts sinking threes and shit, dude, that are like, oh shit, this girl could play some ball, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like other chicks.
I don't know. She better.
There's 12. There's 12 teams in the WNBA.
16 sounded high, but yeah, like I said, you just got to wonder what they're shooting for. Are they trying to get it to 20? Are they trying to get it to 18? Like, what's the goal? You know what I'm saying? So
they need to go slow at it. Like, I watch MLS.
And they're going to attempt to ride this Caitlin Clark wave, and so they're not gonna take the slow approach. They're gonna be like, think of a new store that you've seen like one of when you went to like Myrtle Beach, and then the next thing you know, fucking 30 of them popped up. They're gonna have that aggressive approach.
Caitlin Clark will grow them to 16.
16, you think?
That's okay. I think
they'll grow for 4 new cities.
It's all about they can add teams, but you got to think: is the money there for all 16 of those teams to make the money?
Well, I mean, a lot of these teams are going to make sure that a lot of these teams are going to make sure that they go to cities where there's NBA teams, so they can piggyback and they can use their arena, use their arenas and shit like that. So, it'll save them a little money in doing that. But what'd you say, bud?
Attendance alone has to be garbage.
No, it was this year. It was killer. Like you look at the Fever from the year before, they had the worst record. I think that they were drawing. I don't know. They were drawing probably 10,000 fans, if that, to games. And Caitlin Clark comes in, number 1 pick by the Fever, and their attendance shot up to like 17,000 per game. They sold out.
If I want to trick my girlfriend on anniversary night to, hey, I got us some Liberty tickets or Fever tickets, something like that. Yeah, but other than that,
but here's the thing: she didn't just help Indiana. Every place that they went to, they were selling. They had the highest sellout ever, like the most people ever to watch a WNBA game in Washington when Caitlin Clark and the Fever went there and played them. It was like 20-some thousand. It was more than 20. It was like 22,000 people packed in to watch that game. It's everywhere she went, people would come when the Fever played their team, whether it was in Atlanta, Dallas, wherever. People came and saw, and they had sellouts. So many sellouts in her first year. And it's all contributed to her. And
take it easy, Trump. Take it easy. So many sellouts.
It's
going to be a sellout.
The greatest. Some would say the best ever. And then we lost Bennett.
He drove his liberal ass off here.
No, I think his drunk fingers did it.
Yeah, but no, man, I think it's a phenomenon what she's doing. Like I said, you only see this every so many years in different sports. Like you said, the Tiger Woods effect almost. And I mean, will they grow the league so much, so quick that it ends up hurting them, or will they do it the right way? And like Bennett, like you or Bennett said, slowly. Because I feel like they're going to be.
That MLS is doing it slowly. They think that MLS is going too fast in their expansion. I want to say they've added six to 8 teams over the last.
Well, I think that MLS understands that. I think that MLS understands that during the Biden and Kamala era, there was a flood of Latina, people coming in, and that's their fan base, man. They love soccer, dude. Yeah. So if you can put soccer games in. They don't care. They don't give a shit if the people coming to their games and watching their games are legal or illegal, as long as they're watching and coming to the games, man. You know what I mean?
And that's something that doesn't have an age that where they say you can't play. Because I remember there was a 13 or 14-year-old kid that several have done it now in the United States in the MLS that have signed contract deals with the MLS and have played professionally. At 14
so do they actually get out there and play? They actually play them that young?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. They sign them to those deals. They bring them out there, and those guys come on and they play. Because they look at them as like these phenomenons because they're killing it on whatever AAU. They're going and playing on like the USA, like 16 and under teams.
So, I mean, so do we, like, I don't follow the MLS at all, man. Like, does like Ronaldo come over here and play?
I think Ronaldo did. Yeah, it was like the one that started that shit was Pele did it back in the day, but the one that really started that was Beckham. He signed with the Galaxy and came over here, and that was big. He signed with them the later part of his career but he came over here and it blew up. But yeah, I don't know if it's Cristiano Ronaldo or if it's. Who's that other dude's name? There's like 2 of them like that. There's Ronaldo and there's somebody else. But yes, one signed down with Miami, which is already big into soccer down in that area anyway. But yeah, they get people into those stadiums. But they just put one in Cincinnati got a team. Kansas City got a team. Utah got a team. And like I said, Indianapolis is pushing heavy to get an MLS team, and they believe so much. I mean, that they're building. It's not a regular arena; it's a soccer. Looks like it's got a roof, but it's open in it, and it looks badass. But it's not just that; they're building this whole like thing with it, where it's going to have shopping and some hotel. It's going to be a huge ass thing. It's going to cost them over $1 billion. So, what is that, Bennett? But it slowed them down because when they were digging, they dug up a bunch of cemeteries that was actually it was all like African Americans, and they forced the city that forced them to be buried down by that river, that White River or whatever. And when they were building this, because they had to build this bridge type thing across it, and when they were doing that, it's when they uncovered a bunch of the dead bodies, and they have to have them removed and relocated, which is costing money and everything else. And like I said, this 20,000 seat soccer stadium was already over $1 billion for it. So
that's pretty fucked up, man. Because when they
with no guarantee that an MLS team that they're going to be granted an expansion team, but their numbers, their attendance figures in the where they play at now, because it's like a pyramid thing. It's the MLS at the top of it. They're right below it, and their attendance is good. They get upwards of 20,000 for their soccer, so they can show that they can sustain it up there, man.
Bennett.
Yeah.
We heard your vibrator going on, brother.
I'm ready for some IU. We got 15 minutes, baby.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Man.
Who,
All right, gentlemen. I'm gonna jump off here, but I will holler at y'all later on, man. Go Hoosiers.
Let's hope IU gets a big win here in 25 minutes when the game starts, and then Notre Dame plays later on tonight at 7. So let's hope that we're back on here talking about IU being
who plays in Germany tomorrow in the morning.
It was two sheet. I think it's the Giants and hold on, I got it right here. Hold on.
Is it Washington? No, Washington.
Two shitty teams. It's the Giants and Panthers.
Oh, okay.
Playing in Munich. So
yeah, let's look Europe and Germany.
All right. That's enough. No. I can see something bad's coming out right now.
I'm just saying, hey, let's let Germany see what the Panthers and the Giants can do.
All right. Well, guys, we'll see you guys back here soon.
Oh, man. It's almost